Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. I'm so excited, y'all, because it's another day, another opportunity to make money in the market or use this as a learning experience. We have a lot of information coming out today. As you can see, the SPY looks like it is dropping or declining, right? Let me go ahead and give my disclaimer, right? I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth, and the stock market is just one of those avenues, y'all. So this video is for educational purposes. With that being said, let's get started, right? So I looked at the market earlier and I started with the VIX because the VIX seemed like it wanted to go up, and it did. So it broke out of a consolidation area. As you can see, I marked the 50 EMA in this ATR trailing stop. I'm going to make that a pink so that I know that that's what it is, right? So I marked those areas because if the VIX goes up, that means the SPY is coming down. VIX has broken out of consolidation. It broke through this 20-day EMA here, the 20 EMA here, and it seems as if it's going to continue to the upside. Again, just know that the VIX has trouble at the 1417 and the 1421. If we break those areas of support, then it's probably going to be a down day for the market, or the stocks are probably going to go down, and that's normally because there's been some cases to where they are just not in sync, right? So let's go back to the SPY, and it looks as if SPY is breaking out of a consolidation area on the 30 minutes, or the gathering spot, as I like to say, right? And price normally comes back to that area, right? So if we would have marked this area here, this is the range basically that the SPY has been trading in. And I'm going to use that blue line at the this one, 115.03 area. I'm going to use, or 115.05, 515. Why am I saying 515 area? I'm going to use that as the bottom, which is the support line for me, and I'm going to make those lavender because when I go to a smaller time frame, I'm going to know what that means. And actually, that was yesterday's consolidation, y'all. That's why I say sometimes, I may not delete all of the lines because that was support area for the SPY, and chances are it's going to come back to that area, right? So SPY was breaking out of a gathering spot, as you can see here. It ran up, tested this 516.26, got rejected. I need to remember that area because that was a pre-market high. So in order to trade SPY and have a confident trade to the upside, it really needs to break above this area, right? It would need to break out of this gathering spot, and I won't wait until it see if it's going to come back and retest this area. If it breaks through, that's when I will be looking to trade it to the upside. So being that we have came up, got rejected, and we're coming back down, are we going to find support here at this ATR trailing stop, which is at 514.94, or are we going to find support at 514.87? Those are support areas for the SPY, along with those dotted lines there, right? So I say trade what you see. Right now, I don't have a clear signal as to what the market is doing. And one of the key things about trading, y'all, is discipline. Trading is more of a psychological thing than anything, right? So we think we can just jump in and, make money, just jump in and make money. And people look at it as this get rich quick scheme that is far beyond the truth. You have to make sure that you understand what the charts are saying and understand when to get in and when to get out. And right now, this is a no trade zone for me. I don't trade when I see things like this because you're going to lose money, right? Wait until the markets give you a clear signal as to what it wants to do. So SPY came down to this area here. The low of this candle is 515.25. I need to remember that because I want to know what stopped the SPY from going down right here, right? Something stopped SPY from continuing down. I need to watch that area. Are we going to come, is that going to be support and send us back to the upside, or is that going to be, are we going to continue down? That's something to think about. And if you look at this 5 and 50 crossing, we had a signal that the SPY was going down, right? The 5 and 50 crossed here. Our MACD gave us a signal here. So we could have entered, I look at the lower lows here, and we could have entered the trade based on the MACD crossing. And the candles are under the 5 EMA. So this is where it would have gotten a little tricky, right? We would have okay, what do I do next? However, our MACD did not cross. We have this, what I call a pivot. We have a little pivot here. So that's something that we would need to watch. We had a reversal candle here. That's something that we can watch. But I'm trying to do better with staying in my trades a little bit longer based on what my charts are saying to me. Could I have come up and found some resistance? And actually we did. We got rejected here. So, being that I was still under my 5 EMA, candle came up here, got rejected, came back down, this would have been my deciding candle, as if, I mean, to see if I was going to stay in my trade. If this candle would have been higher than this candle, then I would definitely need to get out. But my MACD has already given me a signal that I am still in the downside based on we are still pointing down. My MACD didn't cross up. It didn't spike up. It didn't give me, wait, I'm in trouble. It's not close together. These are things I can say the MACD has helped me a lot with staying in my trades a little bit longer, because visually you'll think, okay, I need to get out. I need to get out. But I always look and see what the MACD is doing. Yeah, it did looked like it wanted to go back up and touch this line, but it did not. So the MACD is what I would have watched to stay in my trade, and I would continue being in the downside based on what I see. The 5 and 50 is my confirmation, along with, I did have confirmation here, although I did have a little hiccup right here. I would have tried my best to stay in as long as I can. One of the hardest things to do, y'all, is to deprogram your thinking. I am a scalper, so to try to stay in the trades a little bit longer is something that we're learning together, right? So again, 5 and 50 crossing, and the MACD is giving a signal to stay in this trade, and I need to get that off, right? So I will watch the SPY. Let's go to Tesla and see what Tesla is doing. Tesla is trading sideways. I would not be trading Tesla at this point based on what I see here on the 5-minute chart. So I normally like to start with a 30-minute chart. So technically, Tesla is basically trading sideways, right? And this is my area that I would watch Tesla. It needs to break above all of that before I even consider trading it to the upside, because we're struggling here. If you look, we have wicks here, 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 and here. That means there's sellers right there. They're selling at that 172.74 area right here. There's sellers there. So I need to watch that in order for me, and I think I put an alert above that at the 172.89. I would need to break above that, and then I'm going to put one above this candle here, because there was some sellers. I mean, it ran up and some sellers were there. So I need to watch this area, but as you can see, we are having trouble in that area. I would say wait on your trades today. Don't rush into your trades. Let the charts tell you what it's going to do, and pay very close attention to your gathering spots, right? Tesla is consolidating. You will lose money if you try to trade this here. It happens all the time. Wait on your clear signal. Wait on a clear direction from the market. So I'm going to make this line a purple line now, because it was once support and or resistance. I just need to know that that was the gathering spot for me. So we've looked at Tesla. We've looked at the SPY. SMCI is one that I was watching on yesterday, and as you can see, I went ahead and marked the gathering spot here. It's been trading in this zone, right? And it looks like we tried to break down under that, and we may have made a new low from when I watched it. The low of this candle is 874.01, so I'm going to mark that 874.01 area, because something stopped it there, and I'm going to make it a lavender line so that I'll know. Well, I'll just leave it. Okay, so something stopped it at this place. In my opinion, it looks like it's trying to break out of this gathering spot, and then we can continue to the downside based on what I see. I do know that we have resistance here at 909.58. We have resistance here at 922.97. Resistance here at 928.80, and we have resistance at 932.24. So it looks like we have a little bit of trouble ahead, right? And it never completely filled the gap to the downside. Okay, I saw something really quick on this 5-minute. We had a 5 and 50 cross, and we have a MACD cross, and those are signals for me for entry of my trades, right? My 5 and 50 cross, and then my MACD cross. So I will be looking to enter a trade to the downside based on what it does right here, because there is an ATR trailing stop. So, you can put an alert here to let you know that it's beyond an area of support, and you could be looking to enter that trade to the downside, right? Not financial advice. I'm just showing you how I look at the market, right? So looking at SMCI on a daily chart, it came down. There's a gap. As you can see, y'all, there's a gap here that will probably need, it's a small gap from here to here that would need to be filled, but we have a bigger gap to the downside, and based on the way that the chart is moving now, it would not surprise me. You can see that gap a little bit clearer right there at the low of this candle, which is here. So we can go ahead and mark that, right? So that's the low of this candle. I normally make those white so that I can remember that that's a gap that needs to be filled. Y'all, I just do what works best for me. I just know what my colors mean, right? And the high of this candle was at 925. So, which is kind of like right there at that 922 gap fill. So I'm going to leave that. I just know that there was a gap from here to here, and that was from yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, from the 18th to the 19th, there was a gap. It came down. I see it could possibly come down to the 836.04 to fill that gap. If it breaks that area, the ATR trailing stop is right there at 821.24. So that's SMCI could very well come down and fill its downside gaps that I had, and I have it all the way down, at the 777.24. So it could very well come down to 777.24. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm just showing you what the charts are saying. There's some downside gaps that need to be filled. Will we have some hiccups and some support along the way? We will. That's why I say just trade what you see. Pay attention to your charts. Right now it's consolidating. I don't trade those, right? So we do have signal that it could possibly go to the downside. This will be support, which is the VWAP. The 5 EMA is support. This line here was on the 30-minute time frame. That's now resistance. I keep saying support. That is resistance. VWAP resistance. 5 EMA resistance. This bottom line here, which is like the gathering spot, that's resistance. And this 20 EMA is resistance. The 50 EMA is resistance. We have a lot of trouble ahead, right? So it looks as if it's wanting to trade to the downside based on it. The upside trouble is how I look at it, right? Go in and label where you're going to have trouble. I always ask myself, where am I going to have trouble? So looking at NVDA, right? So NVDA, I've already marked a gathering spot, and it looks as if that 898.75. I'm going to make that right. 898.75 is our high. It needs to break above that area before even considering, in my opinion, me considering a move to the upside, because they will be breaking out of the gathering spot. That means it tried to break out and it got rejected at this area. Something stopped it from going up. So unless it breaks above 898.75, which I will set an alert above that, I wouldn't be able to trade it to the upside, because in my mind I'm thinking something stopped it at this place. Who's to say that it won't come back up here and get rejected again? So you don't enter until you get a clear confirmation as to what your charts are doing, right? So again, the video is trading sideways. It's trading in a range of 893.14 down to 888.15. That is our consolidation area, the gathering spot. We don't trade those. We wait until, I wait. Let me rephrase that. I wait until it breaks out of that. And you can see it a little bit clearer on this 5-minute chart. We tried to come up, got rejected, only to come back down. Our 5 and 50 look like it's trying to cross. So because it's trying, and I know that we have trouble ahead, I will waiting on the entry to enter right here. Our MACD crossing, that is an entry for me, but because of what I see right here, I need that 5 and 50 in the candles to come down just a little bit more before I enter the trade. And in fact, I would like to see it break, a little bit closer down to this area, because this was support. It can come back and find support again. So I will set an alert to let me know, once it gets back to that area, I need to be watching it for an entry to the downside. So that's something to think about, y'all. Again, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. These are things that I just see when the market is open or during pre-market. It kind of gives us an idea as to how to trade the market. Nothing is set in stone, because it is in the 830 range, 845 range, or 850 range. The market can change at any given moment, right? At 930, that's a big difference in time. The market can shift, it can turn around, it can do whatever it does. Trade what you see and don't rush into your trades. Allow the charts to let you know, let the charts lead you. Let me say that. So we're back at the SPY, right? And yeah, we are just doing what we do. Don't rush into your trades today. I will say that again. We have a lot of information that's going to come out that could, tweak the market and make it seem like it's going to do this and then it's going to do this. So I would say trade carefully. Be very, very careful. Again, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Y'all, I'm so excited. Super, super excited. And yeah, today's going to be a great day. And we're going to say it together. Today is going to be a great day. With that being said, let's go make some money today, right? Or if not, let's learn today. Let's say that, right? Learning. And all you're getting, we make sure we get understanding. So I am so grateful, y'all. Today is a great day, right? So until next time, thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day today. And I always say be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.